Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Weymouth After Dark, the talk show for Massachusetts and the world. I'm Frank, your host, and today we have an especially exciting episode of Weymouth After Dark.
A very special episode.
Folks, the Sumerians used various techniques to see the future. They would read tea leaves, or look at the stars, interpret dreams, or the entrails of animals. And they used those techniques to see what was coming next. Every year at Enu Elish, their new year, when Dick Clark was there to announce the dropping of the ball, they would make predictions based on those factors about what the next year would bring. Today on Weymouth After Dark, we're going to do something very similar. We're going to have tonight Madam Mercy and Madam Marian, two fortune tellers, will be on here tonight predicting what lies in store for my faithful co-host, Joe. I'm joined today by Joe, as usual.
Hi.
And they're going to be predicting that person's...
I have short hair on this episode.
They're going to be predicting that person's future. And he doesn't even know this, but this is a special two-part Weymouth After Dark, the first time we've done it. In 40 years, on Wednesday, February 17th, there will be a follow-up episode where we see how accurate their predictions were on Channel 10, February 17th, 40 years from now. Be there. Folks, let's talk for a second about the future. We don't know what it holds. Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? What will the future bring? We just don't know. Every year of my life, I try to watch Arachnophobia to just keep things real, and I find something new every year. But you might have your own ways of thinking about the future, worrying about the future, or looking forward to it. Today on Weymouth After Dark, we're going to try to see what hand we in the present have looking forward to that. But prior to that, in that moment that's just the very near future, Joe is going to have an announcement for us. Joe, tell us today a little bit about what you're doing here. Page right out of history.
I don't actually know what I'm doing here.
You're going to be giving a little... I heard a very special presentation.
Well, I mean, who really knows why we're here? But today it is a very special episode, folks. Okay?
Yes.
Let me ask you something. All right? Is there such a thing as addiction to chewable vitamins? Because I've been popping Flintstones like you wouldn't believe. Yeah? Folks, if you or someone you know has said something like this recently, then you or they might be suffering from chewable vitamin abuse. Okay? Chewable vitamin abuse is one of the most prevalent and yet undiscussed problems in American society today. Okay? Affecting people across the board in modern American life, the rich as well as the poor, the old as well as the young. You'd think the rich would be sticking to their traditional pastimes, war profiteering and tax evasion, but lately they've been dropping vitamins too. The youth as well, all right? You think the kids today, all they care about is Godzilla basketball and chocolate? Turns out that by night, they're Flintstones kids, roaming the streets, just living for the next fix of sugary chewable vitamins.
Now,
you know what I'm saying?
Are you telling me and our legions of viewers right now that there are actually people who are addicted to kids' vitamins?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's estimated the number is as many as 10 million strong and growing. Okay? These things, there's a dark side to them. And actually, I've got a chart right here. Chewable vitamin abuse is something of a, it's only recently been recognized as a phenomena. So, you know, our knowledge of it is still rather incomplete. But this chart right here shows some of what we've been able to discern so far. There are two paths of chewable vitamin abuse, okay? See, one starts like this schmuck here. You see him? Starts out like a lot of us, you know, just having the odd vitamin because it's sugary and all that. But it can lead to two things, okay? One thing it can lead to, as you can see here, is what's known as Flintstones addiction, okay? Chewable vitamin abuse can lead to Flintstones addiction, all right? Now, our knowledge of this is still in the Stone Age. But Flintstones addiction is when chewable vitamins, specifically Flintstones, lead to addiction to other Flintstones products, particularly, of course, your Fruity and your Cocoa Pebbles. Okay? You may remember, all right? You may remember Barney Rubble, okay? Watch me trick Fred out of his pebbles. He was always trying to sneak over into Fred's house to steal a bowl of pebbles. Okay? Barney Rubble was showing classic symptoms of Flintstone's addiction. All right? Now, beyond that, we have the second path here.
Phase 2, so to speak.
Yeah, phase 2 of vitamin abuse can lead to vitamin addiction in general. All right? This is the much more common condition. This is when one starts with whatever type of chewable vitamin. I mean, typically we say Flintstones because they're the most well-known, but that's when one from there gets addicted to really, you know, they're living their whole life just for a hit of chewable vitamins, you know? Now, and I hate to say it, now, folks, we usually don't get this personal, but I know all about this because I've been there, man. I've been there. Okay? You know, maybe you've had an ugly divorce or something like that, and you're seeking solace in vitamins. And I got to admit, years ago, so was I. I was going through everything you could name. Okay? You remember they used to have Hulk Hogan vitamins? You know, the new champion of children.
So you got those pythons.
Yeah, I was doing those. They don't even make these anymore. See these MASH vitamins? Can we see this?
What's this?
These are MASH vitamins. Can we see that?
Estimated retail value for
Yeah.
77 cents.
Yeah, I was doing these.
MASH vitamins.
You know, usually these are just prescribed for Korean War veterans, but I was doing MASH vitamins. You know, Dora
Especially the radar ones.
Yeah, Dora the Explorer vitamins. You know, you say to yourself, "Oh, I'm not an addict because I just have the swiper ones," but before you know it, you're too late. You'll never get off this wagon now. But I'm here to tell you, folks, that you can get off the wagon because I'm here to tell you there's something else. Okay. Me and some concerned citizens in Weymouth have started a charitable foundation so that we can build a center for the treatment of vitamin abuse in Weymouth, a medical center for the treatment of people suffering from both vitamin and Flintstones addiction. We're going to call it the Betty Rubble Clinic, and we're thinking about setting it up near the South Shore Hospital. Actually, I think we've got an artist conception of what it should look like.
An artist rendering.
Should be on Route 18. There we go.
Very retro.
Yeah, but you know,
Very Art Deco.
I like the union of form and content to the whole thing. You know,
Sure.
it's sort of natural.
I could walk my car over there. We live so close.
Yeah, I was thinking of some Danish modern, but they went more with, you know, like you said, sort of retro.
Sort of
you know.
50s, but today.
Yeah. But you know what? We like to say at the Betty Rubble Clinic is that, you know.
50 million BC, that is.
Exactly. But what we like to say at the Betty Rubble Clinic is that acknowledgement of an addiction is the bedrock of treatment. And vitamin addiction and Flintstones addiction are actually psychological addictions. So there are cures, and typically by weaning the patient off. For example, if you're having too many vitamins, if you're a vitamin addict, you know, you go to sugar cubes and then gummy bears, and gradually, usually the patient gets better. If you've got Flintstones addiction, usually your substitute, your methadone, for lack of a better way to put it, is Jetsons. We'll give you Jetsons paraphernalia. And then from there we go to Roman holidays. And then we go all the way, you know, to the dregs of the Hanna-Barbera canon, like your Touche Turtles and your Breesley Bruins and stuff like that. But,
of course.
But the point is, folks, that it is treatable, okay? And there's a cure now. And me and some concerned citizens have set up this Betty Rubble Clinic so that Flintstones addiction can become extinct. Yeah, that's why I look at it. And folks, if you or somebody you know or somebody you love or somebody you love and someone you know happens to be suffering from any form of vitamin abuse, I want to make a plug now for the Massachusetts Council on Compulsive Vitamining. You see the number right here?
777
Call them at 777-9311, and you can get help, at least until the clinic arrives. And as I've said, with your help, we can make Flintstones addiction a thing of the past.
There you go.
Extinct, so to say.
Joe, that was a moving and important message. Do you have any final words for us, any final message for us regarding?
Yes, I do. Actually, glad you point that out. What we also hope to do, too, is our education and outreach programs for schools. You can see right here, this is to warn kids about the dangers of vitamin abuse. Yabba dabba, don't do it.
And there you have it, folks.
Yeah.
Yabba dabba, don't do it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe. Thank you.
Thank
if even
you.
one person gives up the vitamins thanks to Joe's message, then
Exactly.
we did our job.
I feel as though I saved the world. Can we get the fern back, though? Thanks.
Everything old is becoming new again. Folks, today on...
This fern goes back to the Stone Age. You know?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it's going to be an exact duplicate of it in the clinic, so that's reason enough to go there. Folks, speaking of reason enough...
You know, ferns are one of the oldest types of plants.
What is that so?
And cycads were, of course, ubiquitous, prolific in the Mesozoic.
But
and
of course,
before. In fact,
Folks-
where do you think we get the Carboniferous era in paleontology?
folks, if you're just joining us,
I'm talking dirty again.
what the heck were you doing? This is where you need to be. Weymouth After Dark, right now, on this evening. As usual, we have the Weymouth After Dark poll, where you, our viewers, decide which one of these two entities you prefer. Today's poll, on the one hand, hero of the Haitian Revolution, Toussaint Louverture. There he is. Look at that hat.
Here we go.
There he is. Hero of the
Toussaint
Haitian Revolution.
Louverture.
His opponent, Rolf.
Rolf.
So we have two
Foreign guy from the cartoon Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
third world icons here. Toussaint Louverture and Rolf. Vote right now at Weymouth After Dark at hotmail.com. Get online. Go to the nearest internet and go to Weymouth After Dark at hotmail.com and vote which one of these two entities, Toussaint Louverture or Rolf. We will tally every vote, and later in the broadcast, we'll have a result for
You
you.
can't go wrong with a choice like that. Your garden is overgrown and your cucumbers are soft. That's what Rolf would say
But first,
if he
Joe,
was here.
we have a special feature. I promised it at the top of the broadcast, and it's true. We're going to be joined right now, coming through that door. In just a moment, you'll be hearing the sound of it. We will be transported to another place and another time. Please join us. I hear them coming right now. We have a seer of the future who is going to read a tarot deck right now. She'll be taking her seat right there. She's going to be reading a tarot deck, and her assistant right here. They are going to
As if by magic.
foresee the
they're appearing.
future for Joe's life. And you're going to join us on February 17th, 40 years from now, on Wednesday, Channel 10 at 9 p.m. And unless it's preempted by the Celtics game, and you're going to see the results of this reading.
Or preempted by a Hogan's Heroes rerun.
They'll still be showing it then, folks. We can only hope. Folks, I would like to introduce the two guests that I have. To the one side, over here on my right, I am joined by Madam Marian, and on the left, I am joined here by Madam Mercy.
Can we get their wide shots?
They're going to be here. You're going to be seeing a live tarot card reading right now on Weymouth After Dark. There we are. Madam Marian, Madam Mercy, thank you for joining us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. With no further ado, folks, because they're waiting, Joe is going to get
We're
the
all
tarot
waiting.
reading. So I turn the table, so to speak, over right now to Madam Mercy, who Jen, but as she likes to be called, Madam Mercy, who is going to be showing us a little bit about the reading. Now, I see you've already got cards selected.
Yes, actually, I had Joe select the cards prior to the taping because
Okay.
the process of selecting the cards is very lengthy, very spiritual thing.
Of
Yeah,
course.
but I actually thought that I was trying to pick stuff for the Belmonts, which I should point out, folks. You know, I won $79.
Anyway, yes.
So,
All right, yes.
I
please.
thought I was picking out stuff for a horse race.
What do you have for us today?
Okay, well, we do a basic 7-card spread, and we begin with 3 cards from your past. Now, strangely, most of yours are reverted, and that doesn't really happen very often. But our first card was a reverted Fool card.
The fool,
The
what
fool.
was the reverted mean?
The
Like,
reverted
gave
means-
it up or something?
No. There are 2 ways to pick a tarot card. If your card is facing right side up,
Yeah.
then it has one interpretation.
Okay.
If it's facing upside down, it has another interpretation.
Oh, if I'd have known it was that particular, I would have put some more thought into it.
You would have, but then, you wouldn't have gotten a correct reading, and that's what we're really here for, Joe.
Okay.
So
Find
wh-
out your future.
What does this reverted fool tell us?
The reverted fool, unfortunately for Joe, tells us that all of his happiness is based on illusion.
That's true because I'm a firm believer that all happiness is just based on illusion anyway. So I'm starting to think
Folks.
there is something to this whole tarot thing. You know what I'm saying?
All right, well, what do you have?
All right.
Yeah.
That's one card. One card could be wrong. What do you have for us?
believing in
next?
this.
True.
I'm going to change my name to Clarence Tarot. You know what I'm talking about? Because
Yes.
I'm believing in this.
Do you have a bad pun card in there? What do you have for us? Steve?
Okay.
It's the Bullwinkle card. Represents bad
Bullwinkle.
puns. Yeah, it represents.
Not in my tarot.
Well, it represents bad puns.
All right.
I'm sorry.
I had a
but it's-
Bullwinkle
Quite
deck,
all right.
but that's another story. Yeah, what do you have for us?
All right, your second card was also reverted, King of Swords. Now this one, unfortunately for you, means abuse of power. Have you gone to the dark side, Joe?
You should have seen him before we did this.
No, but there was
Before we did
that
this
whole time
shoot.
I was with
He was-
TK 8103, and I got to say, when I was a prisoner of the Empire, the dark side was appealing and seductive. You know, I mean, the red lightsabers alone were
2
just
for
so-
2. Oh, but again, it could be beginner's luck. What do you have for us?
Okay, your third one was an inverted Two of Coins. Now the Two of Coins is a very special one, but unfortunately also for you, it means that you have little substance underneath a beautiful surface.
Well, I mean, part of that is right. The beautiful surface. But here's what I want to know.
I don't-
Look, wait a minute. Look, did you hear me? The deck upside down, because all these things are inverted. And if I didn't known that made a difference, you know, I wouldn't have picked a bunch of upside down cards.
It could have been
you
a
know?
marked
But
deck.
Joe,
You
you're the
hold the
one who
deck upside
shuffled
down.
them.
Yeah, but
You're the one who shuffled them and chose every card. It is your destiny.
I thought we were going to play hearts before this started.
No. Maybe
I know,
52 pick.
I know a good card
Okay.
trick where you give me the whole deck of cards and I can pull out the exact one that you did in 3 or 4 tries. But anyway, as you were saying.
Okay. Now this is your present. Your present right now. This
All
is
right, I
everything
get a
that's
present?
happening on right now. Yes, you have a present
Present for today. Get it?
for today. Only for today.
Yeah.
Okay, you reverted. 6 of Wands was your first present one. And now this means you have frivolous pursuits for immediate gratification, Joe.
Was that like the vitamins?
Like the vitamins, yes, addictions,
Yeah.
wild goose chases. Joe, I'm worried.
What's on this card? It looks like the
It's
bear
a
from
bear.
the Bjork
It is,
video or
well,
something.
this is a crow deck. It's a very, very
Is
special
that like
deck.
the Brandon Lee and
It has
where he was?
Brendan
nothing
Fraser?
to do with Brandon Lee or the James Hobart comic
Okay.
at all. But thank you for
Does it have to do
playing.
with
off
birds?
I know.
It does have to do a lot with birds. Thank you for
because,
noticing
you
that.
know,
Crows are birds.
ornithology is actually one of my frivolous hobbies.
All right,
I'm actually an expert at ornithology.
Let's continue. What else do you have for us next?
Okay, you also had a
Ornithologist.
reverted hermit. Now, I know hermit immediately makes you think of solitude. Not in this case.
No?
This is the one that concerns me considering your line of business. This says you have a fear of the world and the unknown and life.